I'm going to take you through our third quarter exam for Graphics 1. First on the list is surrealism. We talked about surrealism, began in the 20s, visual artworks that aim to revolve around that ultra real or hyper real. So if I do surrealism or surreal art, that's really what we're looking for. Okay. Visual artworks and writing. So remember, we had said that it was the super real or beyond reality. So we want to say that here. Surrealism is the super real or beyond reality. And the other two definitions that we looked at were juxtaposition, which was this, the fact of two things being seen and placed together with contrasting effects. So putting two things side by side that don't normally go together. So this is juxtaposition. Sorry, I spelled that wrong. Alright, we're going to do juxtaposition. It's putting things side by side that don't normally go together. And let's say side by side. I'm typing too quickly here, sorry. And the third one from that project was dislocation. So that was taking things out of where they normally belong and putting them somewhere else. So dislocation, that's when an object is placed sort of where they are not supposed to be. Like disturbance from their original or proper place, basically. Alright, after that, when deleting areas of detail, when deleting detailed areas of your image by hand, the best tool to use is the, we're going to say eraser tool. So if we're in Photoshop like this, when you're trying to get nice little details, if you use the eraser tool and you make the eraser smaller, you know you can get in and kind of define little edges and erase things by hand. I'm talking if you're really close. The easiest one to use is this eraser tool because you can go pixel by pixel to delete details. So when deleting detailed areas in your image by hand, the eraser tool is the best to use. So best tool to use is the eraser tool. The blank tool allows you to magnify an area of design for detailed work. So it's going to be the zoom tool allows you to magnify your work to see detail. So that's when you're in Photoshop. That's this tool here, the zoom tool. We'll click the Z on your keyboard so you can click and drag and get closer or further away. After that, you must select a blank to give your text perspective against your background. So if you had text on here, and you were going to type in something, and you really wanted to be able to see it nicely and make it really stand out, because you can see here it's a little hard to see, especially like against the white, it's really hard to see. What you would do is double click the layer. If you double click the layer here, you're going to get this layer styles box that pops up. So you could give it a stroke like that. You could do it on the outside. You could change its color. You could give it an outer glow. You could change all kinds of settings to make it stand out amongst everything else that's behind it. So we're saying that you must select the layer styles to give your text perspective against your background. Alright, when using Save As feature, the file type saves my graphic with all the layers visible. That means when you're here and you have multiple layers, like here I have 2 layers, the best one that we use to save is going to be this one here, Photoshop document. That's going to keep all your layers, and you'll see at the end here it's a .psd file. So We'll say that .psd saves all your working layers. And that's a Photoshop document. Okay, after that, which tool allows you to reposition an object on the layer? So, the move tool allows you to reposition your objects on a layer. So if I'm here and I want to move this, I take the move tool and I can move it around. That's what the move tool allows you to do. Okay, the next three. I'm going to go from one of your folders. So if I go to one of your folders here and I just look up somebody's folder here, see if he has his journals for this. So this was image resolution. I'm taking all this stuff from your journals, guys. So this one's right here. He's got this one. I'll open this up. This one also. So we're going to say the RGB color mode, right? The red, green, and blue color mode. These are the three that are going to be in here: image resolution, RGB, and root folder. So we talked about what these are. They should be in your folder. I'm just going to copy and paste them in here because they should be in with everything else. I'm just going to select everything, make it a little smaller. Okay. And the last couple, by changing the percentage of blank, you blend multiple layers with one another. So we know that if we go here and we change the opacity, we can blend and move one into the other, right? By changing the percentage of the opacity, you're seeing into a layer that's underneath it. Okay, that's opacity. To undo the last change made in your graphic design, the blank keys may be used. So remember, if you want to undo something, you could always do Command Z, and it'll undo the last step and bring it back wherever it was. You could also do Edit Step Backward, which will go back further than that. Then after that, if you have a solid color to select and delete, the blank tool is the quickest and most effective. So if you have one solid color, like on this layer, if I wanted to get rid of, if this was just an image I brought in, if I wanted to get rid of that white, I could use the magic wand tool, select, hit delete, and I can get rid of just like the white inside the letters. Any solid color on this one that's in the background, if I wanted to get rid of this blue, I can click on the blue and hit delete. Right? I can get rid of pieces just by selecting them with the magic wand tool based on the number tolerance at the top. The higher the number, the more it's going to grab. Clouds, motion blur, ocean ripple, plastic wrap are all examples of filters. So if I go on this layer, for example, and I go to filter, you go to filter gallery, you're going to see a bunch of different ones. You can then select all these different filters, and it will apply it to the entire page. So if I was to do, I use plastic wrap as an example, which is one of these: distortion, sketch, right, ocean ripple, and you can change the ripples and all the effects. Hit OK, and it changes the entire thing. So that's filters. Luminosity, darken, exclusion, color dodge are examples of. So that was on any of these. If you make a copy, let's just say, and you go onto the blending modes, which are right here, you can see through one into another and change the way the entire piece looks by looking through one layer into another using these, which are called blending modes. Okay, that's everything that's going to be on the test. I'm going to zoom out so you can kind of see this a little bit better. You can copy it into your notes and use it on your test. Most of it you have already in your notes if you've been taking notes the entire class.